Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Crypto Takeover coming back with another Bitcoin video for y'all this evening. So we had just had a nice pump up to that 9,400 area. We hit about 9,400 exactly on the dot, almost putting in somewhat of like a double top pattern from where we had our substantial run up, 1,000-point run up to the top last couple of weeks ago. So we're going to see if Bitcoin is going to decide to continue to push higher here, maybe break through some major resistance lines that we have drawn out, or if we are going to continue to maybe fall a little bit further back down. That is a possibility, but let's dive on into the charts to see what's going to happen here, and hopefully y'all enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way y'all can be updated every single video that I make on this channel, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we recently just broke a lot of major resistance. We had one of our pennants drawn out here on our lower time frames, and we kind of broke through that with substantial amount of volume too as well, and then also maybe somewhat of an ascending triangle that had also trend line had been broken out. So now what we may want to see is a retest back of our trend line support here, maybe at about 9,100 or so. As you can see here on our 15-minute, the bulls did take control of the market, indicating that our VWAP is support as of right now. So we could see that going forward on into the future. Maybe that, I would say usually once our daily candle opens back up again, sometimes we like to reset, and sometimes the bears do like to take control of the market. So we're really gonna have to wait to see when our next daily candle opens, and then we'll have our pivot points reset, and then decide also our VWAP will reset as well, and then the bulls or the bears will have to battle for that position. As you can see here on our 15-minute money flow starting to kind of round off just a tad bit, maybe indicating that we could see a little lower of numbers. We are putting in a little bit of a trigger wave as of right now, indicating we are falling below our zero pivot on our blue wave as well too. So now we really want to see if that money flow is going to come back down into that reddish area. 30-minute time frame, you can see here that we had these nice bounces. This is one part that I was just really curious about, was to see whether or not we were going to bounce off of our zero pivot with our money flow, and it does look like we did kind of make substantial amount of bounces here off of our money flow and our zero pivot line to indicate that we were still going to head back up higher. Looking at our 45-minute as well, 45-minute also showing us that we did make a substantial bounce up with our money flow here off of our zero pivot point as well too, moving forward. And then you can see here that our blue wave on our 45-minute is kind of trending down just a tad bit as of right now. So that's something that we need to keep an eye on. Are we going to have another bounce before we get to our zero pivot? It's a possibility, but I would reckon that these are, we've kind of been slowly trickling off just a tad bit ever since we had this run up here to that 4,500 area. This was about that 4,500 area, and then we touched 9,400 here, 9,500 and then 9,400 here. And now we're really gonna have to see, because it was a lower high, we're gonna have to see whether or not we can push above that 95 area and maybe come back up and retest this trend line resistance, and then finally try and break through that. So that is a possibility. We are keeping an eye on that to see if we can do that or not. The halving is coming up the next week on Tuesday. So that is another substantial fundamental that we need to take into consideration, whether or not it's going to be bullish or bearish. We'll kind of have to wait to see how the market wants to proceed from here on out. 45-minute, we are slowly trickling down here. As you can see, let's go into our 1 hour time frame, see what's happening here. 1 hour time frame, we did get a sell signal here. Blue waves also starting to trend down just a tad bit, but money flow still looking really healthy. This was another kind of zero pivot that we bounced off of on our money flow. Just being that our higher time frames are so bullish right now with our money flow too as well, we were going to get these bounces off, and that was just something we needed to take into consideration of, and not try and front run a short or anything like that. So although we haven't really, in the trading group, we've been kind of holding on the sideline. At least I have, for the most part. I've been trying to do some really low leverage, or medium to low leveraged positions, but with really tight stop losses. And because we've just been kind of bouncing in and out of this area, been kind of getting stopped out just a tad bit too much. So we're going to kind of play it by ease and move forward from there and not try to do anything too crazy. As we move into our 90-minute time frame, also you can see we got this bounce here at our zero pivot. Now we're starting to trend out sideways just a tad bit more. Our blue wave starting to round off just a tad bit. We have our red dot here as well that's indicating that we could see a little bit of more of a bounce back down too. You know, this pivot here, or this resistance line now turned into support, is going to be a key area that we probably need to come back down and retest. Now let's just see how much we broke out of this resistance line with. Probably about a 3% movement there. So if we come back down and we actually bounce back into this resistance line, you know, that's going to be another area that you know, we're going to have to say, oh, did the bulls have enough momentum to break us completely out of this? And that's yet to be determined as of right now. So y'all, I did want to tell everyone that we do have our membership page that y'all can sign up for. So our trading group membership, there's only one spot left for the price target of 35% off as of right now. You can see all the perks that you get when you do sign up for the Patreon page and our trading group. So I highly encourage y'all to come check it out. Come join us in there if you'd like, learn a little bit more about trading, and then also just have a good community to trade with. And I try to keep it relatively small, but also to where there's not a lot of noise of everything going on else in the market. So feel free to come check it out if y'all are interested. I will be raising the price up in the next by the end of this week. So I hope that y'all join us before prices go up. And then also, I have a YouTube membership page that y'all can check out too as well. And it's basically just a way for me to provide services with the market cipher indicator that I am using by CryptoFace. And if y'all do want those services, I can review charts for y'all. I can go over different traditional markets, fiat currencies, different altcoins that you want me to review with the YouTube membership page too as well. It is a little bit cheaper than the Patreon, so definitely feel free to check that out if you just want me to review certain charts for you using the market cipher indicator. And then also, I have a free newsletter that you can sign up for. You know, I'd recommend it so that way if anything happens on the YouTube channel, I can tell you what platform I'm moving to later. Also, we do giveaways every once in a while too, so if you want to sign up and be qualified for a giveaway, you need to be signed up for the newsletter. And then also, sometimes I'll send out private videos that I only give my Patreon members. I'll put those in the newsletters as well when I send the newsletters out. So feel free to get signed up for the newsletter. I think it's the second link down in the description box, and y'all can join us and stay up to date with us in there. Moving into our 90-minute time frame, we already checked out this one. Let's move into our 2-hour. 2-hour did give us this buy signal here, and we did have a nice little substantial run up afterwards. You know, I feel like the buy signal was a little bit late here, but it's okay. You know, this sell signal, you know, I would have expected us to go a little bit further down, but we didn't quite get that big sell off. So then our buy signal just kind of pushed us to the upside here pretty relatively quick. And I know a lot of people actually got really faked out by this, to be honest. So we're really going to keep a keen eye going forward from here on out. You know, not to make any moves too hastily or anything like that. You know, if you, I would say, you know, we may be better off waiting to see if we're going to retest this trend line as resistance and then take a position from there, if anything. So we really need to kind of keep a keen awareness as of right now. It does look like 9K will be our next support for us moving forward from here on out. We've been kind of riding our key EMA here to the upside. So that is another position that we need to make sure that we hold in order to continue our market rally up to the maybe some, you know, new highs here in the micro term. But you can see our money flow is also starting to round off just a tad bit on our blue wave. It's starting maybe to top out, indicating that we will probably get a red dot pretty soon. But we had, you know, this nice little green dot down here to tell us that we were going to move to the upside, especially with our money flow still in the green here too as well. Our 4-hour, our 4-hour was what was keeping us afloat for the most part. And turn off Cypher SR here. So our 4-hour was what was keeping us afloat for the most part. You can see here our money flow was still very heavily thick in the green as of right now. So that was definitely keeping us from going back down below that zero pivot point and probably, you know, avoiding a substantial dump too as well. The fact that we are starting to trend back above our key EMA here is another idea that the bulls are not quite given. They haven't quite given up just yet, and they probably will try and push this a little bit further up to the top side. You can see on our 4 hour, our red dot may be triggering pretty soon. So we could see some more consolidation out to the side here. That's kind of what I'm anticipating. That's what I'm waiting for, to maybe take another position and maybe to where we can try and push this back up through our resistance points too as well. So I would expect a little more consolidation out to the side. Our 6 hours also giving us that maybe a topping out pattern here. Our VWAP starting to clip down too as well, maybe indicating that we could get a red dot here pretty soon, and maybe some more consolidation out to the side before we decide to probably push a little bit higher. The fact that our money flow here on our 4 hour and our 6 hour is still looking relatively healthy and green, that's a good indication that the bulls do not want to give up just yet, in that they're willing to fight for this break of this key resistance area too. And more than likely we'll probably push up through it with a substantial amount of volume as well. Looking at our 8 hour here, our 8 hours also giving us that nice buy signal there. I did want to see whether or not we were getting any sell signals here. No sell signals from our 2 hour up. So 8 hour is also telling us it's the bulls do want to kind of take this a little bit further. You can see here that we've been riding our key EMA here too as well. Maybe a few wicks down to the bottom side that we do have to keep an eye on. So I'm really not one to trade sideways chop action. I like to set up right before I think a big move is about to take place, and then go ahead and take that position into that big move. If not, ladder orders down a little bit further or higher, so that way I can make sure that I get a better position entry, right? But most of the time I don't like to trade sideways chop. It's just too risky for me, and I'd rather just play the big moves when the big moves happen. So the fact that we did get a nice little, probably like $500 500 point move to the upside, we are starting to kind of just move sideways as of right now. So we will just have to keep a keen eye on this moving forward. I would say once we're ready to come back up and retest this point of resistance, we will try and push through it a little bit more. That's just where I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the bullish sentiment as of right now, because we didn't quite get the sell off just yet. I would expect maybe another try and push to the upside through the end of the week, going on into the weekend. And then if we have a substantial push to the upside over the weekend, the halving will happen on Tuesday for next week. Then once the halving happens, then maybe we could see a sell-off. That's one play that I'm kind of considering as of right now, but it's yet to be determined. Our 12 hour, the bulls didn't want to give up just yet, so we had the substantial move to the top side. I'm waiting for the buy on the 12 hour, and then maybe considering to take a position then as well too. But I would say that the next time the bulls decide to push this up to our resistance point, we're going to definitely need to have the volume and the momentum to push us through, and then maybe try and reach that 10K area possibly. So our money flow is looking really healthy on our 12 hour as well too. And then as we start to move into our 21 hour, we can start to see our 21 hour giving us a green dot here too as well. So very nice movement as of right now for Bitcoin to sustain its little bull rally that it has brought itself into. Here on our 1 day hasn't given us a sign of a green dot just yet, but that could be changing here pretty soon. We know that like when Bitcoin likes to go through these bull rallies, it does like to consolidate on our 1 day as well, and see a little bit of a sell-off before it decides to head higher. So that's one thing that we need to be in consideration of too as well. Guys, if y'all do want to join the Discord group, y'all can join the Discord community. It is free to join, but y'all need to make sure that y'all abide by the rules and guidelines in the Discord page. So when you click the link, it's going to bring you to a welcome page. I just want to make sure that we can weed out all the scammers or the people that just have bad attitudes in general. So when it brings you to that welcome page, you need to make sure you read through everything, and then after you read through all the guidelines, you'll see a little green checkbox. You need to click that green checkbox, and then it'll give you access to the full Discord server. But just a reminder that the Patreon category is a paid for group. So in order to join that paid for category group, you need to sign up through Patreon and then leave me your Discord name in a Patreon message, so that way I can give you the proper permissions in the Discord server. And then also the Telegram channel is free to join as well if you'd like to keep up to date with me and what I have going on the channel, things that I find interesting within the cryptocurrency space, and also sharing fun things such as memes and stuff like that too. So check out the announcements Telegram channel as well, links in the description box. And then also I use the TradingView premium plan. If y'all do want to upgrade, I do have some links in the description box that y'all can upgrade with. If y'all are using the Market Cipher Indicator by CryptoFace, then I would at least recommend that y'all use the Pro Plus plan. It allows you to have a few more indicators on the screen, such as the buy and sell signals and also the Aldo EMAs. And I tell you how to set those up inside of my Patreon page as well. So those are both the buy and sell indicators, and the Aldo EMAs are both custom indicators, and one of them has its own custom code that I provide to you inside of the Patreon page in a private video. So make sure that y'all check out all those private videos if y'all do decide to become a trading group private member, and that way you can get a lot of your questions answered in there first. Let's go back into the charts real quick. So looking at the 2-day. Let's go into our 2-day. We're going to look at Bitstamp, kind of get an idea of some of these higher time frames with our Bitstamp chart too as well. You can see here we're getting our bullish crosses. As of right now, we are putting in a red dot, so we'll have to wait to see if this red dot is going to confirm. That is a possibility. As you can see during our last bull rally here, we did have a red dots here and there to indicate a little bit of a sell-off, and then another green dot to indicate that we were going a little bit higher too as well. So yeah, I would like to see a little bit more consolidation out to the side. This is definitely a key time frame that I want to keep an eye on moving forward from here on out, is these red dots and these green dots here on our 1-day and 2-day as well. So that's something else I will keep a keen eye on moving forward from here, and I can update the trading group when I do see substantial movements out to the side or a little bit higher too as well. Now we did have this red dot also given to us before our little run up here too, so we're gonna have to take everything with a grain of salt as we move forward from here on out until we have a clear confirmation that we are going to try to push through this resistance line again. Our 3-day also maybe looking like it wants to top out just a tad bit, but you can see that we're still kind of making this move to the upside here. So no clear direction that we're going to put in a red dot just yet. We could ride this out sideways and continue up a little bit higher to try and push through that resistance line too. We are getting this bullish cross here on our 3-day, so that's also a nice little thing to be determined, is that we are getting this push to the upside with our bullish cross, and we can take that into consideration. Now our 4-day and our 5-day and our weekly are other key time frames that I did want to look at, and as you can see, we still have a substantial nice little run up here too. Almost like back here when we retested that 10.5K, we had this blue wave that was kind of trending out sideways, and I kind of feel like that's what Bitcoin wants to do here on this blue wave as well too, is kind of trend out sideways, maybe try and get over that 60 pivot point, and then possibly top out from there. So I'm kind of anticipating maybe a top out of 10.5K, or double top at that 10.5K area, or maybe we even come back up to refill that gap at 11.5K, which I think that there was a gap up there too as well. And then maybe see a little bit of a correction or adjustment back to the downside from there. So that's kind of where my key focus is as of right now. If you've been part of the trading group for the past couple of months, we actually opened up 2 positions in April. We opened up a swing trade long position based on the buy hash rates indicator as well, and we've been kind of riding that up for the time being. So we will probably take a position of a short when I feel that we have topped out, to maybe indicate that we will have a reversal moving forward from there. So the fact that we've been kind of stopped out on our scalp trades is okay. We still have a long position that's been open ever since the beginning of April pretty much, so that's pretty freaking awesome there too. I did want to tell y'all about the 3 commas bot. So 3 commas is what I'm using to scalp pretty much right now. It just allows me to limit in and limit out of the market pretty easily using their DCA bot. So I highly encourage y'all to check it out. If y'all are interested, you can attach, I think, as many accounts as you want to make your own bots for each account. So you could have a swing trade bot account, and you could have a scalp trade bot account if you'd like to also. So feel free to check out 3 commas if y'all are interested in that. And then also, if y'all do want to just buy and hodl, I'd recommend getting a Ledger Nano S or X. You can check the links in the description box for that as well too. As you can see, I just clicked an ad down here for the Brave browser. So every time I click an ad in the Brave browser down here, I get paid out in BAT token every single month. So I've been accumulating BAT token here for the past couple of months, and I don't know why it hasn't refreshed yet, but I did get paid out here relatively recently too as well. But I guess it's not showing up as of right now. It'll probably show up, so that should change. But BAT token, just the Brave browser allows you to collect BAT token, as a passive income when you click those ads in the bottom right hand corner. If you want to opt out of it, you can, to have a totally free ad browsing experience. That is possible using the Brave browser. It is the browser of the future, so I highly encourage y'all to check it out. CryptoTab browser is another browser that I use to create passive income in the cryptocurrency sphere, in the cryptocurrency space. It basically just allows you to mine Bitcoin straight from your web browser. I don't really use CryptoTab browser to browse the web, but it uses the same shell as Google Chrome, so you can add all the same extensions if you'd like. Same with Brave browser too as well. But I have it running on 2 other older laptops, and I just have it running as a background process to accumulate BTC for me in the background. So feel free to check out the CryptoTab browser if y'all are interested in mining Bitcoin. As you can see here, it's been mining Bitcoin, and basically I just link my Google account to it, and then I can have it running on the other computers as well. And then follow me on Instagram and Twitter if y'all are interested in that, to stay up to date with me and what I have going on. And yeah, with that being said, y'all, thanks for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. So we are still maybe expecting a little bit of a higher move here on BTC, but we're probably going to see some consolidation out to the side first, and then maybe from there we'll start to see another substantial run up. But yeah, thanks for coming back to the channel. Don't forget, there's 1 more spot left if y'all do want to sign up for the Patreon page and the trading group page as well too. So I highly encourage y'all to check that out if y'all are interested. I am trying to reorganize my charts here. So yeah, come join us in there if you'd like. Whenever you do join, make sure that you leave me your Discord name, so that way I can add you to the group too as well. So like, comment, subscribe, everyone. I'll see you all in the next video. CCO signing out.